Oh!
Yo guys, Kev here at KevRC. Today I'm going to show you some tools. When you're bashing hard and you're tearing stuff up, then you need the right tools for the jobs to make sure that all your stuff's in tip-top condition. Right, let's get to it. Right, so these are the most basic Allen drivers that you can have. They're alright to have in your pocket when you're out and about bashing, but I wouldn't use these as your go-to tools when you're working on your RC. So we're not going to talk too much about them. Right, these are probably the best investment that you can make in your RC toolkit. We want a 1mm, a 2mm, 2.5mm and a 3mm. They're your main sizes. And if you go over to the X-maxx website, that's this set here. You get all four sets, all four drivers in one kit. And you haven't got to get X-maxx, you can get any make, but they're the ones I've got. I like the quality, the price is good, everything about them is good. But there's plenty of other makes. There's Huddy out there, and there's some cheaper makes as well. But yep, so just get yourself some of these drivers. Right, up from them drivers, you can go to Power Tools. Bosch IXO. Which is that one there. Fairly cheap. They're not very fast. I'll show you the video in a minute where I'll compare all the different drivers and you can see which is best for you, for how much you want to spend. This thing, it's alright, but nah, not really. So next up, this jalopy here. This is, get that up on the internet, this thing here, DCF 610. As you can see, more expensive, but a lot better. And you'll see in a minute how good that is. Next up, I wouldn't say a step up, it's a different tool. This one's an impact driver, probably not so suited to RC. It's a lot faster, but you're gonna a lot more likely to strip the threads out. And as for all power tools, I would not recommend doing stuff up with them. Always finish off the job with one of these so you don't strip anything out. And if you've gone to the bother of getting these power tools, then you're probably going to want to get yourself some tips to go in there as well. So this is like a DeWalt general purpose little box. You can get any make, there's lots of different makes out there. Hasn't got to be this one. But you get your posi drive, your Phillips. Allen drivers I don't normally recommend for these. They're not that accurate. So Allen driver wise, I would go with the ones I actually use are these Team C, but I don't think they make them anymore. I can't get hold of them anymore in England. In America and other parts of the world, maybe you can get hold of them, maybe you can't. But there's other makes out there. X-maxx make them just as good. I'll just use these because they're the first packet I opened. Hasn't got to be them. X-maxx, again, they're on the X-maxx website. All good model shops should stock X-maxx stuff. And they're pretty cheap as well. Other makes do them as well. You get Huddy and blah de blah de blah. Right, next up. Screwdrivers. You can go fancy, get X-maxx. I do all the ones you're likely to need. I've just got a different selection of screwdrivers. You can never have too many screwdrivers. So I've got a flathead, different crossheads, Phillips and posi drive. These little screwdrivers here might be called precision screwdriver or something like that, but they're actually really handy if you want to get an E-clip out of somewhere, out of a suspension pin or something like that. You can slot that in there and ping it out. Easiest way I found to get out E-clips. Here's another screwdriver. Running out of room here. Nut drivers. The most common sizes, 5.5 and 7mm. So they are your most popular sizes that you're going to need. Worth definitely getting them. A pair of mole grips, always handy. Side cutters, long nose pliers, ball joint pliers, that about covers it plier wise and mole grip wise. These things are definitely handy. If you go on eBay, cheap vernier caliper, that's what you want to type in if you're searching for them. You can probably get a pair of these for £5, $5, something like that. Very cheap. Cheapo box spanner. They come with most kits. Not the go-to tool, but again, it's always handy for little bits and bobs. Something just handy to have. Wheel brace wise, you can get some really fancy aluminium ones. I'll just use this. This comes with a Thunder Tiger ready to run. 17mm wheel wrench, glow driver. It's got some other sizes on there, and if you've got deep dish wheels, it comes with an extension piece like this. Cheap, does the job spot on. Next up, we have these little butane pencil torches. I've got a whole video about these. So if you go over onto my channel, have a look through some of my other videos, then you'll see this little thing in action. Very handy thing to have. Always forgot about these. Little spanners. Always handy having a little spanner set. These are from eBay. These are Goodyear ones, but there's plenty of other makes out there. These are about £5. So again, probably $5, something like that. You should get something like that. Very handy piece of kit. Next up, we have infrared thermometer. Very handy for when you're setting up motors or motor timing, or you're tuning a nitro engine. Again, eBay. If you put in infrared thermometer, you'll get loads. This thing was about £15, I think. $15 would be if you're American. Right, so I'm just going to show you the difference between using some of these tools in a real life scenario. So, your standard kit Allen key that comes with most RCs. So, I'll just take that out and put it back in. Well, I'm going as quick as I can here. As you can see, that is long. If you've got to fix a whole RC car, that is long-winded. Right, we're out. Get that back in. You know, that's on one screw here. My hand's already aching. And like, you imagine doing that over, like, I don't know, if you've got to replace a chassis, there's loads. And you're going to get sore hands. It's going to take ages. The next step up, your drivers with a nice handle. So, get two hands on there, like that. Out. And back in again, done. That was much easier. So at the bare minimum, you want to get yourself some of these tools here, like absolute bare minimum. One little step up from that, you can go power tool wise. So this is the Bosch IXO. Not much faster. It's probably slower than the hand driver, if anything, as you can see. Right, we're out. And back in. Last little bit I always do by hand anyway, because you don't want to strip off any threads if it's into plastic. So these, not much faster, but a bit more convenient. You know, if you're going to start doing a lot of screws and stuff, it might ache your hands. So the next step up from that is this D-bolt. DC, bring that down into the camera so you can see it. Can you see that on there? Yeah. DCF 610. Amazon's a good place to get these, and eBay is a good place as well. out, and back in. So that's really getting faster now. And that's probably the best tools is to have one of these and one of these. And an extra step up from this one actually, if you want to go even faster, this thing here, which is the D-Roll part number DCF815, is actually an impact driver. So probably a little bit too hardcore for an RC car, but they're really fast. So when you're breaking a lot of stuff like what we are, and you've got to fix stuff quickly, this is the way to go. I mean, you watch how quick this comes out. Out. And back in. That's how quick that is. So there you have it. Right, I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. If you did, give us a thumbs up. And if you want to see some more great videos like this one and some destruction, check out my other videos. There's loads of destruction, loads. Look what happened to the poor X-maxx. We've had rockets on this thing, we've had it up the BMX track, we've had it on the skateboard ramp. Just watch the videos. And if you like my stuff, subscribe. If you didn't, then don't watch my stuff. See you later.